Imagine giving everything you have to your passion, only to be told you aren't good enough. This scenario came to life for undrafted rookie Allonzo Trier, and now thanks to a little hard work, he's taken over basketball's greatest city. The 6'5" two-guard nicknamed ISO Zoe out of Arizona helped re-establish a winning culture for the program. He averaged 17 points per game in the summer league, where he started making headlines. He's one of only 4 players to average over 14 points per game during the NBA preseason, the only of which was undrafted. But what exactly does Trier do that has helped him become one of the early breakout candidates for the season? How did he go from someone who was passed up on by all 30 teams to what some are calling a dark horse for Rookie of the Year? The number one thing to look at when analyzing Allonzo Trier's game is his scoring ability. He's got a quick first step which allows him to beat defenders off the dribble, and sneaky bounce for his size. He's got really shifty handles and does a great job of changing speeds and directions to get past his defenders. He's really good at using their momentum to his advantage and work in the middle of the floor. He's one of those guys that has a natural born instinct for finding open spots on the floor that he can get his shot off. He can pull up from both the three-point and mid-range levels, and has a variety of moves to get his shot off. Possibly his favorite is the step back, which he does a really good job of reading which way the defender is going to go to cut off his drive, planting his foot and creating a lot of separation in the mid-range and even three-point areas to get that shot off. He's got a smooth release that he can get off in a hurry and has no trouble shooting with a hand in his face. He shot over 38% for his career at Arizona and has shown slight improvements in the mechanics of his jumper, which I think will make him more consistent as time goes by. I don't know if he'll ever become a primary threat from three-point range, but I do believe he can continue to make that shot more and more consistent and maybe start becoming more of a threat off ball, which would allow his game to expand to new heights. Another one of his biggest strengths happens to be his potential on the defensive end. He has a lot of tools to be a great defender. Like I said, his lateral quickness, that first step is something that allows him to excel on defense when he wants to. In college, he always accepted the challenge of defending the opposing team's best player, and I think that shows that when he's committed to it, he can be a great defender at any level. It's going to come down to how often he's engaged on that end of the floor and puts the effort in. Now, possibly his greatest asset that he brings as a player is his work ethic. Over his entire college career, you saw a jump in consistency and scoring while he was at Arizona. He showed massive improvement even from the end of his college season to the summer league and then again into the regular season. The way his numbers jump from year to year, and even if you've never seen his numbers, just watching him on the court, you can tell that he's consistently adding pieces to his game to become a better player. And at the next level, you have to have that ability to go out and work on your game and add the pieces that you need to become a more complete player if you want to excel or even last a long time in the league in any type of role. This may be due in part to the fact that Trier works with one of the best trainers in all the NBA in Chris Brickley, who helped transform the game of Allonzo's current Knicks teammate Tim Hardaway Jr. as well. Brickley has a history of working with players with Trier's skill set, such as Donovan Mitchell, CJ McCollum, and even the reigning MVP James Harden. I think if we've seen anything from the growth of young players in the last few years in the NBA, it's all about who they train with and who's giving them advice in the background of how to improve their games. We've seen the guys who work with Drew Hanlon, such as Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Zach LaVine, even Markelle Fultz is showing improvements. I'd say him and Brickley are two of the top trainers in the entire NBA. When these young players work with somebody with a great basketball mind, it can help take their game to a new level. I think some of the biggest concerns for Allonzo's game come around him holding the ball too much. You know, he's not always going to be a #1 option at the NBA level, especially not right now. Not saying he can't develop in that in the future, because I think he has the skill set to be that #1 scoring option on a team. But as of right now, he's not going to have that role consistently night in and night out. So he's got to develop ways to move without the ball. He's got to develop ways to make plays for his teammates if he's going to have the ball in his hands that much. And that's something that he's really got to develop into his game, because one of the reasons that teams passed on him in the draft was the fact that they thought he wasn't going to be effective without the ball in his hands. So he's got to develop an off-the-ball game, and when he has the ball in his hands, he has to start improving his playmaking ability. Allonzo Trier is the perfect lesson of not giving up when things get difficult. He had his sophomore year cut short due to an alleged drug test scandal, then went undrafted by every team in the league. Instead of giving up, he kept working towards his dream. And now he finds himself in the perfect situation at the heart of the Knicks' young core. This will give him an opportunity to grow at his own pace and a platform in the Mecca of basketball to prove he belongs in this league. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for your constant support. I want to first apologize for the long break in between videos. As many of you know, I'm a student athlete and school has just gotten kind of in the swing of things. We're about halfway through the semester, and so a lot of things had me tied up, but I'm working to be back more consistent with the content. I love just sitting down and talking hoops with y'all and seeing the channel grow. I ask you, please, if you haven't, check out the I Promise Basketball series that we've been working on. Episode 2 came out back in August. Since I've been gone, I haven't really promoted it as consistently as I would like to, but I ask you, please go check that out. It's one of my favorite videos I've ever made. A lot of work went into it, and I think you'll really enjoy it. We got some great original series coming up on this channel. It's going to be a fun ride. A lot of good things coming our way. Again, thank you for your constant support. I don't want to take any more time out of your day. Don't forget to connect with me on social media. God bless.